That's right. A little Eric Thomas to get you going this Monday morning, August the 3rd. Brand new month. Brand new month. Hey, every day matters. I hope y'all know. I hope you know every day counts. Every day matters. Every day God gives you breath is another opportunity for you to get one step closer to your goals, one step closer to your dreams, one step closer to the man or woman God called you to be. Every day you get another opportunity at this thing, but every day matters. We don't waste days. Again, this is for us that want to go off and design our ideal life. Sometimes we need a little reminder. We need a little kick in the butt. We need a little sense of urgency to say, hey, we need to get going. We need to get moving. We need to make sure we're intentional every day. We need to make sure that we're scheduling our time and to take care of the things that are most important every day. We can't allow days or weeks or months to go by and us not pushing towards our goals and towards our dreams, towards building the capacity we need to handle the life that we're asking for. It's an everyday thing, y'all. We just got to remind ourselves that, again, brand new month, you get brand new reminders so that you can go off and you can change. So this month can look different than last month. Most importantly, so that this August looks different from last August, from a year ago. I don't know if you even remember what was happening a year ago. I know I don't. I never, I don't remember what happened 2 days ago, right? But remember what happened last August. However you were last August. Hopefully you're different. Hopefully you're thinking different, especially if you've been on these for a year. I hope your thought process is different. I hope you're different in your habits. I hope you have more consistency. I hope you're more mentally tough, more emotionally intelligent, better relationships. I hope this August is a lot different from last August. If not, I hope next August is tremendous, like is drastically different than this August. Yes, every day matters, but you're going to end up somewhere next year. You're going to end up somewhere in 2 years. You're going to end up somewhere in 3 years, God willing. So, where are you going to be? You get to determine that. Something you heard ET say that we say all the time. What do you want? Ladies and gentlemen, you got to know that answer. If you still aren't clear on that, you got to get there. What do you want? What are you waking up for? Why? What are you sacrificing for? Like, what do you really want? Because the road's gonna get hard. The road's gonna get tough. Life, right? That whole set. I'm gonna start telling people not to say it, but it is what it is. I hear it all the time, right? Life is lifing. Life be lifing, right? I've been guilty of saying that. I've said it to, right, assimilate with people or like just, right, be like build rapport with people because I know that that's how they're thinking. Life be lifing. But absolutely, like, is there not a more like is there not a more like blatant statement? Like, of course life is gonna life. Like, of course. Of course. What is it? Not gonna life? Is life not gonna life? Right? Is it not are things just not gonna happen? No, of course things are gonna keep happening. Of course, life is going to get harder. Of course, you're going to be hit with more challenges and more obstacles and more deaths and more health challenges and more financial issues and more people issues and more natural disasters in the country and like just more of all of it. But are we getting stronger? Are we getting better? Are we getting to a higher level of consciousness so that any problems that we created, they can be solved because we're now at a higher level of awareness? Are we still focusing on the internal game or are we just going to focus on the external things? These are reminders, y'all. But you got to know what you want because when life gets hard, you got to know what you want. I wrote down goals give you direction. Goals give you direction. Knowing what you want. I said this to somebody this week when I was having a conversation, but it's just a good reminder. Goals, by you having written down goals, by you having a written down vision, by you knowing what you want to make happen, it'll tell you what to do and what not to do. It'll tell you what to say yes to and what to say no to. You see, sometimes I meet with people and we get in the habit of having too many things on our plate, doing way too many things, thinking about way too many things, trying to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and helping some people with this and in this event and in this group and doing this. And a lot of times that comes from we actually don't know what we want. Because if you know what you want, if you know what's up ahead, Yes, you'll understand which paths to start taking. But even more importantly, you'll understand what to say no to. You'll understand when someone brings you something that you might in your heart want to do, but if it's not taking you towards where you want to go, if it's not building anything, then you have to know you have to say no to that because otherwise it's going to take you away from the things you want. And too often we do things that take us away from the things we want just because we don't have our goals written down, because we don't know actually what we want. Like we don't know. So then things start coming, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Oh yeah, sure, I'll spend time there. Oh yeah, I probably got 5 hours to volunteer for that. Oh yeah, I can do a little bit of that. And then we pick our head up and we wonder why we're not at our goals. It's maybe because we didn't have them written down. Maybe because we weren't clear. So you got to get clear on what you want. It'll give you direction. Everyday matters. I talked about it. Growing your will, right? Like just your grit, your perseverance. When things get hard, what do you do? What's your MO when things get hard? When life gets challenging, when that relationship gets challenging, when the finances get tough, when those things start happening, how do you respond? What do you do? Have you increased your willpower? Have you increased your will? Have you increased your ability to push through hard times? Your grit, your perseverance, those types of things. I'm challenging you at the beginning of this month to start thinking about these things. August is typically a month, y'all, that people slow down. Summer's winding down. People are thinking about going back to work or back in the routine or in the school or right, whatever it is, things start slowing down. But if you want to go off and design your ideal life, you have to be the opposite of what the masses are doing, the opposite of what's happening in society. Warren Buffett used to always say, right, be scared when other people are greedy, be greedy when other people are scared. This is a way to make money in the market. That's what Warren Buffett used to always say. Do the opposite of what the masses do. He used to say this. The masses are dumb. The masses don't know anything. So do the opposite of what they do. So if all of your friends are scared about the market and all the things, that's your time to be greedy. If everyone around you is like, you should buy Bitcoin, you should do it now, you should be scared, right? Because when they're too greedy, it's not going to. So you got to learn how to do the opposite of what people are doing around you, the opposite of what the masses are doing, because typically it's not going to lead you down the path you want to go. And so you got to understand raising your will, raising your persistence, like learning to become that person that has more grit, that raises their will during these tough times, the people that are always going to last, they're going to make it happen. Your greatness is about growth. Greatness is about growth. Let's not forget, right? The reason why we're even on these calls, if you change your thinking, you change your life. If you grow, if you're changing the way you think, it's going to grow you in other areas. We got to, what do I say? Push ourselves out of our comfort zone. You hear these words all the time, but now we got to execute on them. We have to do them. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. Keep yourself pushed out of your comfort zone. Continue to, that's where things will start to grow, is when you're outside of your comfort zone, outside of your emotional comfort zone. I was just telling somebody this too. You know, we have emotional comfort zones. Your home might be a physical comfort zone. The place that you like to be at is a physical comfort zone, but we also have emotional comfort zones. There's an emotion that you're used to experiencing, good, bad, and different. It's an emotion that you're used to experiencing that you feel good when you experience it. You feel comfortable, you feel normal. You might not always like it. For some people, it might be anxiety. For some people, it might be depression. For some people, it might be anger, right? Hopefully, for some people, it's joy. But regardless, there's an emotional home, an emotional comfort zone that you stay in if you're not aware, if that becomes your habit emotionally. So these are things to pay attention to. Greatness comes outside of your comfort zone because it's going to require growth. I wrote down last two things. Consistency leads to momentum. Consistency leads to momentum. How consistent are you on your routine, on your financial commitments, on your spiritual commitments? Like how consistent are you in business, in all the areas? This is something to work on if you want to go off and design your ideal life. Remember, that's the only reason we're talking about this, is so we can go off and design our ideal life. so we can get to a life that we don't need a break from, so that you can build to the life that you want. You have to build the capacity first. So these are the little things you got to remember. You got to remember things about like consistency. You got to see how consistent are you in certain areas. Be very uh, real with yourself, right? Be very real with yourself to know whether you're being consistent in certain areas to improve. And then the last thing I wrote down was, what sacrifices are you willing to make your dreams a reality? What sacrifices are you willing to make your dreams a reality? What sacrifices are you willing to like willingly go through in order to make sure you get to success? To make sure your life becomes the life that you're envisioning, to make sure that your children or your grandchildren have the life that you're envisioning. What are you willing to sacrifice? Because it's going to require some sacrifice. ET said something like, right, you can't be who you are and get to where you're going. Right? I've said it another way, heard it another way. You can't steal second with your foot on first. That's a baseball analogy. You can't steal second with your foot on first. You can't stay exactly where you are, be the exact person you are, do all the exact things you're doing, and expect to go to the next base, expect to go to the next level. You can't expect it. You literally have to leave a part of yourself behind. You have to leave a version of yourself behind. You have to leave thought processes, mindsets, all those things. You have to leave it behind. Right? Scripture says, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, I reasoned like a child, I thought like a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. Like at a certain point, you have to put away the things to get to the next thing. You have to put away the old to get to the new. You've got to be able to do that. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets, I chose this chapter. There's many chapters I could have chosen again because a lot of this stuff all lines up. But I just want you to understand, champions understand success and what that is, what that looks like. It says here in the text, it says success to average performers means money and material possessions. But to champions, these are outward manifestations of success, but not success itself. The pros know success is a simple concept. Champions tend to believe success is giving your family, work, and life your very best effort, and that's it. Let's just stop there. I'll read the rest, but let's just stop there for a second. Champions tend to believe that success is giving your family, your work, and your life your very best effort. Are you doing that? This is how you know you'll be successful. Like whatever success looks like in your life. But you have to be able to say, I gave my family, my work, and my life my best effort. 100%. As ET says, 120%. Like I've done that. If we haven't, then we're not where we need to be. We don't have the capacity yet to get to this level of success. But no, that's what it is. It says, after all, the champions say, what else is there? No idea has been so maligned and manipulated as success. Amateurs will have you believe success is what Madison Avenue tells us through slick advertising campaigns. The great advertisers know people hunger for success, and they represent it as owning the right home, car, clothes, etc. They have obviously studied their customer and are being richly rewarded for their service. The world class doesn't buy into psychographic advertising or anything else the profiteers say represents success. The great ones simply select their chosen field, write out their plan, create their vision, and go to work making it a reality. Say that again. The great ones simply select their chosen field, write out their plan, create their vision, and go to work making it a reality. The simple day by day progression towards their vision spells success. When their outcome is achieved, they celebrate, all the while knowing their real measure of success was in doing, not having. The world class understands that to have, you must do, and to do, you must be. They focus on becoming the person they wish to become, and everything else falls into place. The world class understands to have, you must do, and to do, you must be. So they focus on becoming and let everything else fall in place. This is my encouragement to you this brand new month of August. Who are you becoming? Maybe let's not just think about what we can have. Let's think about who we're becoming. Because if we become it, then we can do the things that we want to do. and that'll eventually get us the things that we want to have. But we got to focus on that part of it, the day by day progression. Every day matters, every day counts. No days off. You've heard these things. Like every day is a day for you to focus on some. There might be a day that you're not focused on your finances, but that might be a day to focus on your health. There might come a day that you're not focused on the relationship side of things, but you might be focused on your finances that day. You might be focused on your personal growth, personal development that day. You got to understand that success is giving your family, your work, and your life all you got, leaving nothing left on the table. We're not going to arrive safely at death. Give it all you got. Give your life all that you have. What does that mean? That means you got to look at your personal development. You got to look at your health. You got to look at the things that are impacting your personal life and say, am I giving this 100%? You have to look at your work, the thing that you're putting your energy into, the thing that maybe you're getting some value from or money from, your work, the thing you can create with your mind and your hands. Are you giving that 100%? The greatness that's in you, right? Are you giving that 100%? What about to your family? What about to what you're building, your legacy, your spouse, your children, your great grandchildren, your grandchildren, like your nieces, nephews, whoever it is? Are you giving 100% to them? By you being able to check off these boxes, that is what leads you to success, whatever success looks like for you. But my encouragement is you got to go do this work, ladies and gentlemen, to give it 100%. The action step for today says take inventory of your beliefs surrounding success. What does success really mean to you? Have you adopted the amateur or professional definition of success? How are these beliefs impacting your everyday life and happiness? Success, giving 100% to your family, work, and your life. This month, the month of August, I would challenge each of us to give 100% to our family, to our work, and to our life. Whatever the distractions are, let's eliminate them this month. Get the distraction, anything that takes you away from giving 100% to your family, to your work, and to your life. Take it out of your life this month. Anything that's distracting you, anything that's moving you away from being the best in all of those areas, let's take it away for 30 days. Let's take it away this month. And let's go after, really press after the life that we don't need a break from. Never said this was going to be easy, y'all. It's just going to be worth it. We got to practice. We got to work. We got to constantly get better. It's not going to get any easier out there in life, but we can get stronger. And that's our mandate. That's what we got to go off and do. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. If nobody tells you, I'm gonna always tell you. There's people counting on you. I believe in you. I know you can do this. I know that we can do this. I know you can grow and learn and become the best version of yourself. I believe it's possible, but it's going to require you to be a different person. That's all. It's just going to require you to think differently, act differently, have different habits, have different beliefs so that we can get some different outcomes. But let's keep doing our work, ladies and gentlemen. Do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone this Monday. Let's come back here on Wednesday and talk about it again. Love you guys. Take care.